Alright guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Rowlands and I'm a Nutritional Balancing Practitioner. And in this video I want to talk about a very profound dream I had last night. And I wanted to get it down into a video for you guys, but also for myself so I don't forget it, because it was extremely profound. And I feel like I'm going through a stage period at the moment that not many people know about too much. Dr. Wilson talks about it slightly, but I'm sort of realising how profound it is. It's basically the stage between late adolescence and adulthood. And unfortunately, in these days, the majority of the population don't actually make it through to full adulthood maturity. One of the key roles, one of the key things to do in this transition is to move from an ego that is focused on self to an ego that is focused on soul. That's one of the key factors in, that comes into play in this transition. It usually happens at the end of the Saturn return, which is kind of between the ages of 28, starts around 28, kind of can finish around 31. As I said, not many people get through it because they don't have the nutrition, they don't have the energy, they don't have the maturity, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the wisdom. Some of the wisdom that I've been coming across over the past few months is amazing, and especially this move into the ego that focuses on fully on soul rather than self. It's quite profound. A good analogy is the caterpillar analogy, where you're a caterpillar when you're younger, immature, sort of stuck on one branch, don't realise what your gift is. And when you move into adolescence, you sort of move into the cocoon stage. And a dissolving process occurs where the body, the mind dissolves fully, just like a caterpillar does. And you're in the cocoon for a while, which is sort of like the Saturn return. And then if you've successfully passed that cocoon stage, you will basically crack open the cocoon, sort of peek outside. It takes you a little bit of time for your wings to sort of spread out a little bit to find your gift. And then after a while, you sort of fly off. And that's a good analogy of sort of the life cycle as a whole. Yeah, but yeah, the cocoon stage most people get stuck in, and I feel like the cocoon for me is opening up. I'm moving from let's call it immature. I mean, I'm definitely more mature than most people or I wouldn't be doing stuff like this, but let's call it sort of an immature ego that you get in adolescence, and we move into a mature ego based on soul. So that's sort of the backdrop to the dream I'm going to talk to you about, because one of the really important things to learn in this stage is what love truly is. And I feel like God, or the Great One, as I like to call him, shown me something quite profound in a dream that I've sort of known about in the cocoon stage and learnt about in the cocoon stage, but it feels like the cocoon is cracked open and the clarity is just quite profound. So yeah, the dream goes like this. I'm in it's like an event, a sex event. And interestingly enough, this event was put on by a couple of people I know that I've been feeling a little bit uneasy about, and these people put on this sex event and masqueraded it as a spiritual event, but really I sort of realised that this hedonism involved in the individuals, it's not a judgment, it's just an observation, but that's not the point of the dream. That was something else that I got from the dream. So I was at this, basically this event and the idea was it's masqueraded as spiritual, and you sort of have sort of passionate sex with whoever, and you sort of take your partner with you. Pretty seedy. And I was there with my partner, and an old girlfriend of mine was there, and she kept looking at me, and I had all these emotions coming up in my body, and over the period of the night, she kept looking at me with these eyes, which I'll talk about a little bit further on. And my partner was there, and my partner sort of, after a while, picked up on it that this other girl was sort of looking at me, and my partner would come and sit next to me and look at me with innocent eyes. My partner has this innocence about her that's extremely pure. If anyone's met her, you'll realise she has an extremely pure energy, very innocent. And so anyway, we sort of come out of this club. We didn't end up having sex. It just didn't feel right. It felt very uncomfortable. And we walked out, and it was dark. It was nighttime, but the light was really bright outside. And you just walked outside, and you felt really pure and fresh and thankful to be out of there, basically. And then we ended up walking and going down into this sort of dirty sort of tram line, and to catch a train to go home. And the ex-girlfriend was there on the train again, giving me this look, and again, my partner now was sort of awkwardly sat next to her, and she sort of glanced up at me and come and sat next to me again with this innocence and purity about her. And then for whatever reason, I knew that I was in a dream, and I woke myself up. I was like, I've got to get out of this dream. So I woke up. And within that instant, I was told the meaning of the dream. And I was like, wow, absolutely profound. So, the look of this ex-girlfriend was the look of a serpent. The serpent look, a little bit like the snake out of the Jungle Book, come with me, that sort of vibe. And it took me right back to the Garden of Eden, and how this serpent, this lower energy, this lower vibration, tempted Adam and Eve. And that's what basically was happening in this dream. This old girlfriend of mine with these serpent eyes was tempting me. And it made me realise that I had been tempted by this type of lower energetic love in my adolescence. I've been out with a few girlfriends that had these serpent eyes. These, we would call them sort of seductive eyes, sort of come to bed eyes. And it made me realise how there's this lower serpent energy in a lot of women today, unfortunately, and it comes from, in my opinion, the sort of original fall from grace. And a lot of men get sucked into this seductive low energy vibration, trying to find the one, trying to find the magical one or whatever, the individual that's going to save them from their miserable selves. And that, they never end up finding them. And I remember when I first met our partner, there was an uncomfortability there. I felt a bit uncomfortable because she was very innocent and pure, and I'm not used to that sort of energy, that sort of love. And the dream was telling me, to completely strip back that old ego self, of not being tempted, because I don't get tempted like that, but I saw sort of night and day this serpent energy that comes up in a lot of women today, which is unfortunate. So if you're a woman listening to this and you know that you have that energy, you have them eyes, you need to really, stop doing it, basically. You're killing yourself, you're killing, other people. And realize that, love is not about this hedonistic, low energy vibration. It's pure, it has an innocence to it. When I walked out of that dirty place out into the light, it made me realize how pure love is, how pure love really is. And we've been sold a lie by the devil in the modern era of what love is. It's, this seductive type of love, and it kills people. And ironically, when we were sat in the tram and my partner comes sat next to me, and I looked at her and she gave me the innocent look, and then I looked back at my old partner, she'd disappeared. She'd gone, she'd vanished. And just like she did basically when we was going out, she ended up sort of cheating on me. It's because of this impureness that she had. So that's basically the dream. And it was profound to me because, I was learning about all this stuff, and I've talked about all this stuff whilst in the cocoon stage in the past 2 or 3 years. But now I feel like I'm breaking out of the cocoon. I've been shown I've been shown by God, what my deepest gifts are to the world, and I'm manifesting them now. And the dream represented a breaking open of the cocoon and a full leaving of the adolescent ego into the new ego of pure soul, if that makes sense. So pretty profound experience. As I said, not many people make this transition into ego of soul. I would definitely recommend you to read books from a guy called Bill Plotkin. There's a couple of cool books. One's called Wild Mind, another one's called Nature and the Human Soul, and he talks about all of this sort of stuff. So that's that really. I think probably everyone's going to get something different from this video because everyone's at different stages of their life. So I hope it helps people not only to understand this lower serpent energy that's in the world, that's basically taking over the world, and also as a video for people who are going through the transition of Saturn return through. And the key point is a movement from ego that focuses more on self, which is the majority of the population these days, to ego that's focused purely on soul, which means you transcend all temptations, you transcend all lower vibrational pulls, and you live for your own soul, basically. But you can only live for your own soul when you've done the work and you can experience your gifts, your greatest gifts to the world, the deepest gifts that you're here to basically spread. So that's that for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it last night, and I I enjoyed the lessons. You know, I enjoyed the vision rather than the actual dream. But yeah, it just goes to show how profound God and other forces can be moving in your life in different life stages. So that's everything. Catch you soon and have a good day.